Unstoppable. I'm watching your live stream. I'm a survivor of rape at 6 years old. It affects me up to this day. I'm 50 years old. And all that was done to him, when it was exposed that my mom found me where he raped me, it was covered up. My mother never made it public. She just hid it. And all my life it has followed me. People don't know the pain. They don't know the pain. They don't know the damage. When somebody sexually molests a child, what it does to them, all their life it follows them. They cover it up in many ways. They pretend like, and the world may think they're okay, but they're destroying inside. They're destroyed. You live in constant pain. You get flashbacks. You have bad memories, but you're trying to cope to make yourself normal in society. But you're not normal inside. You just, it's like you're living in torture within your own self. And if this was a man my mother was living with that sexually molested me, and society blames you, the victim. You were 6 years old. What can you do at 6 years old? How can you lead on a big grown person at 6 years old to rape you? Huh? But yet they blame you. And nothing comes out of it. Society continuously, protect the perpetrators and not the victims. They always find a reason to cover it up, to hide, to make excuses. But you don't protect the child. You don't protect, even though you're grown as a woman, there's still a child that's in that woman that is tortured by that, what occurred to her when she was still a child. You're never the same. You're never the same. And the Black culture is like, they shun you. You mustn't talk out. It's just left to go on and over and over. It repeats itself. You as a victim have to hide in shame. They make you feel shame of somebody raping you at 6. Why? What did a child do to deserve being raped by a man at 6 years old? At any age as a child? What did we do? What did we do? Nobody helps us. Nobody helps us. Nobody. You just kept in your own world, in your own pain. And nothing comes out of it. No help. You grow with it. It's never forgotten. You take something from us. You take something from us. We are never the same. Even though we look normal, we are hurting. We live in pain. We are forever changed. And society needs to recognize it doing damage to us. We as victims of sexual molestation or rape at young age, we are always victims. And society come back again and they victimize us. They victimize us over and over again. Something has to be done. It has to be addressed. People have to stop pretending not existing in the Black community, in the Caribbean. People have to stop and take it serious and stand up and go out there and let the system know we're not taking it anymore. Do reform. Do reforms where we can protect children. You take our virginity But you take more than that for the rest of our lives until we go in our graves. You destroy us. You destroy us. You destroy us. Men need to stop looking at little girls. They need to stop looking at little girls or little boys. We are children. We are children. I am 50 and I'm still being affected. Look at when I got molested, 6. When he tore me up, my mother came home and found me bleeding. And all she did was bathe me. Bathe me. And cover it up. You can bathe a child, but that child is scarred. That child inside is damaged. Emotionally, is the worst part of being damaged from a sexual abuse at 6 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10, whatever that age is. It's a lifetime scar. And people don't understand that. They don't really understand it. Unless you walk in the shoe of a victim, you will know the pain, the suffering. We cry by ourselves. Things will just set us off. We can be watching a show and see somebody being raped or something rough happening with a female or violence, or we can see a subject matter. We can have a flashback at any given moment, and we resist back into that age and that place and that moment of time when we were affected by that person that victimized us at that age. We remember every detail of rape. Victims of sexual crimes remember every aspect of their rape. And no matter how the world tells us we don't remember it or it didn't happen, we remember it. You can't shut that up from our heads. We relive it like it just happened. No matter what year or what years go by, we still remember that moment. Like it just happened or it's happening at the present moment. We remember. Everybody can come out and talk and talk, but get close to a person who was raped and really listen to them. Even if they were raped 20 years ago or 5 years ago, they will repeat the same thing and they will tell you and they'll break down in their pain like if it just occurred. Because we are destroyed. You destroy us. We are never the same. We are never the same. I try so hard. I have moments when I'm good and I have moments when I'm like this. I get triggered. I live with this, and I suffer from depression because of it. I suffer because of it in more ways than one. I pay in my price. I pay in, it's like I'm suffering by my own hands because of what somebody did me. Because I'm not the same. I'm not in a sense. I don't know where to say have a happy childhood because it is a scar. It's not just a scar what he did, but it's a scar of living with it and not getting the support to deal with it. Not getting the psychological support, not getting the family support, society support. It damages even more. You do more damage. And you take that damage and you do damages to yourself by choices you make in your life because of that part that somebody did to you when you were 6, when you were vulnerable. He looked at me that Sunday when my mother left the house to go buy groceries to cook. And he raped me. Raped me. He went inside of me with his penis and raped me. I cried, I bleed, I cried, I bawled. He never stopped. He never stopped. There are moments like a child, I go into a corner, you know, and hide. At this age, I'm still affected. I'm still affected. And one of these idiots come out here and want to deny a victim of what they have gone through like it didn't happen. They want to tell you, you know, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't so bad, or they want to disbelieve you or discredit you. How the hell you know what we go through? How the hell you know what we suffer long term if you didn't walk in our shoes? Huh? If you don't walk in our shoes, you don't have much, you can't pass judgment to tell us how to deal with it, how to cope, and how we must respond, and how we must be in society to suit you, what is convenient to you, to coexist. You don't want us to talk. You don't want us to share our pain. We are victims. We are real victims. We are victims. We are still victims. We live all our life from that moment that occurred as a victim. And these people that do this to us, you guys embrace them. You guys embrace them. Their family don't shun them. Their friends don't shun them. They turn and they will attack you when you go out there and point the finger and accuse them of rape. Most persons who were victimized as Sharon, they're not lying. Most persons who victimized as an adult and they get raped, they're not lying. They're not lying. Once they can repeat to you the day it happened, the time it happened, and who did it, they're not lying. They can tell you the raw pain. They can tell you what the color of the room looked like. I can remember the color of my room when I was 6 years old. I can tell you the bed, the sheets, how the sheet look at the bed. I can tell you every structure of that room. I can tell you what it felt like. I could tell you how he looked over me on that bed. I could tell you every aspect. And I'm 50. I had it happen to me when I was 6. I can remember it. Like it just happened. I can remember it. I can't forget it. Sometimes you wish you could die, even at this age, and you get past it as time went by. But you still wish it would exist. You still wish you're not alive. You still wish a lot of things.
You mentioned that you were 6 at the time when it happened, and your mother had left you. But who was the person? Was it a family member or something?
It was the person she was living with her boyfriend, the man she lived with. She left me alone with him and my little sibling, and she went to buy stuff at the market, and she left us, and he took me in the room, into the bedroom that we shared. It was a 1-bedroom house, and he took down my pants, my underwear, and he put me on the bed, and he raped me over and over. And she came back home, and she saw the blood on the bed, and I was in a corner, shriveled up, crying and bawling. Told her what happened. She took me outside, and she just bathed me. And from that day, if I spoke of it, she threatened me not to tell anybody. I must never talk of it. If I talk of it, she would get mad, even to her dying bed. When she was dying, I gave her forgiveness. I never forgave her. I never had a relationship with her.
Whoa, unstoppable you, unstoppable you, unstoppable you.